A man who gives with his body but not with his heart is simply borrowing your time. Real love commits. Let that settle for a moment, because too many of you have been taught that chemistry means truth, that passion equals presence, that the way he touches you must mean something deeper. But here's the truth. Not everyone who touches you sees you. Only the one who respects you will remain. Now, before we move further, tap that like button and subscribe. Not because it's a routine, not for some algorithm, but because I'm giving you everything I've got. And if this message touches something real inside you, support it. Let's grow this space together. Now imagine this. You're walking through a museum. Every room holds moments, memories, pieces of who you are. Most people stroll in, glance at the art, nod politely, and keep walking. But then one man enters and pauses. Not because the painting is loud or bright, but because something in it speaks to him. He leans in, studies every detail, reads every line on the plaque. He doesn't just admire it, he feels it. That's how a man who loves you truly makes love. He doesn't rush through you like a list of tasks. He stays. He doesn't use you as a getaway. He meets you like home. He doesn't act for credit. He connects to be present. Let's be real here. In a world where hookups are louder than truth, where men brag about their numbers but forget to count emotional depth, there's still a space right here where we honor soul. And that's where we're going today. Because you deserve to understand what love feels like when it's not just play acting. You'll recognize it when everything else goes quiet, when the lights are low and the world fades. That's when truth shows up. And you're not here because you're unsure or needy. You're here because you've felt the contrast. You've felt the heat and you've felt the emptiness. You've been touched but never really seen. And now you're asking the questions that matter. What does love feel like when it's not pretend? What does it look like when the cameras are off, when no one's watching, when there's no script? Here's something they rarely tell you. Some men touch you like a song they want to hum all day. Others touch you like a silence they're trying to avoid. And the difference? One moves with care, the other moves with habit. We've laughed about it. Oh, he caught feelings. He stayed the night. But deep inside, the sacred part of you isn't laughing. She's waiting. Waiting for real attention, for patience, for connection that doesn't vanish after it takes what it wanted. So today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're talking about what men only do when their feelings are real. Not, I sort of like you. Not, you're attractive. I'm talking about, I feel safe with you. I feel something honest. Because when a man truly loves you, he's not trying to hurry through your body. He's trying to understand your soul. And the most meaningful kind of love, it doesn't shout. It stays. So stay here with me. We're about to go deep. And before we dive in, I want you to write this in the comments. Say it loud with your hands. I deserve real connection. Or keep it short and true. Present, loved. Say it so the universe hears you. Every word becomes a message about what you're ready to receive. Take a breath, let go of the noise. Let's meet where truth begins. He doesn't act, he shows up. Real love doesn't put on a show. It arrives softly, fully, with no need for applause. That truth may sting if you've ever been in bed next to someone who touched your body but never reached your soul. Because performance is everywhere. Our world is full of posed pictures, edited moments, highlight reels. Even in the most private spaces, especially there, too many are pretending their way through closeness. But when a man's feelings are true, he doesn't perform. He's just present. Picture this. Candlelight, 2 chairs, nothing else. No phones, no distractions, just him sitting there, fully with you. No clever lines, no arrogance, just eyes that really see you. Presence that feels like warmth on a freezing day. You sit down, and he doesn't try to impress, he simply listens, breathes with you. You realize he's not here to win anything. He's here to meet you. That kind of energy carries into the bedroom. When love is shallow, intimacy becomes a play, a scene. He thinks, did I impress her? Did I do that move I saw online? He speeds through it, follows a script, repeats what worked before. He's not tuned into you, he's stuck in his head. But when his feelings run deep, everything slows down. He's not trying to be unforgettable. He's trying to remember you. Every breath you take, every sound you make, every emotion crossing your face. Here's something few say out loud. Some men touch you to forget their world. A man in love touches you to step into yours. And I know some of you are wondering, but what if he's just shy? What if he's nervous? What if I'm reading too much into it? Listen closely. Nerves fade, but presence can't be faked. You'll feel it in the way he watches you like time doesn't exist. You'll see it when he doesn't check out or rush ahead. He's there fully with you, not trying to get it right, but just trying to be real. There's a quote I keep close. You can't fake presence. Either you're here or you're pretending. When a man is truly connected to you, not just your appearance, not just the moment, but the real you, he doesn't turn intimacy into a performance. He makes it a memory, a gentle space, a meeting point for 2 souls. No routines, no ego, just honesty. So if you ever find yourself questioning whether he feels something real, don't just ask how fiery it felt. Ask yourself, did he show up with depth, not with tricks? Because when it's love, he cares more about how you feel than how he appears. He's not trying to master it. He's trying to build something rare. And if you haven't felt that yet, don't lose heart. It's not because you're too much or asking too much. It's because truth doesn't live in the shallow end. Stay with me. What's next is one of the most powerful and tender signs a man is truly there with you, no words needed. His eyes don't roam, they witness. The eyes, they don't lie. They say everything your body has been hoping someone would finally hear. And when a man truly looks into yours, not with hunger, but with calm, that's not a trick. That's gravity. Let's be honest, we've all felt that strange moment, the way some men look everywhere but your eyes, even when they're closest to you. They'll kiss you like they mean it, but they won't see you. They'll hold your body and dodge your gaze. Why? Because real eye contact asks for truth, and truth scares those who aren't ready to be known. But when a man is truly in love, when he's emotionally present and rooted in what you mean to him, his eyes don't wander, they witness. Imagine this, you're lying there together, the room is still, no music playing in the background, no noise, no interruptions. He's next to you, above you, within arm's reach, and his gaze isn't drifting off, avoiding depth. His eyes meet yours, and instead of feeling bare, you feel embraced. Not just your body, but your essence. That kind of look, it removes all pretending. It melts your guard. It quietly says, you're safe, you're seen. You don't have to pretend here. Because eye contact during closeness is one of the most revealing things 2 people can share. It's that moment when everything else disappears. The stories, the fears, the little voices in your head, they all fall quiet. And what remains is just you and him breathing in sync, grounded in a truth no words can explain. And yes, part of you might feel the urge to turn away, because when someone sees you like that, It's like they're reading parts of your soul you've hidden even from yourself. But listen, when a man truly loves you, he wants to meet you there, in your softness, in your rawness, in the parts you don't often show. He's not just watching the way your body moves, he's paying attention to your emotions, holding space for your inner world, honoring the woman beneath the skin. And if you've ever felt that kind of gaze, you already know it can't be faked and it's never forgotten. So stay with me here, because what comes next is the moment where time seems to pause and intimacy turns into something almost spiritual. He moves with intention, not urgency. Fast is easy, slow asks for presence, patience, and a heart that's unafraid of truly feeling. The world doesn't talk enough about this. The beauty of going slow. We're pushed to chase, to achieve, to win, even in moments that should be about closeness, especially in those moments. But when a man genuinely loves you, he moves slower, not because he's unsure, but because he's all in. Picture it. You're in a softly lit space, warm light resting on your skin. No words are needed, but everything important is being spoken, not through rush, not through noise, but through quiet connection. He's not tearing your clothes off like he's ripping open a gift. He treats you like a melody, and every note has meaning. He breathes with you. He tunes into your rhythm. He hears, not just with his ears, but with his whole body. He feels the pauses, notices the trembles, catches the shifts in your breath, and instead of pushing ahead, he leans in, every touch silently saying, I'm here, I'm with you, I'm not going anywhere. Because let's be honest, anyone can move fast. Fast is survival, fast is surface level, fast is doing without truly connecting. But slow is something else. Slow is sacred. Slow says you matter. And I understand. You might wonder, but what if he's just being cautious? What if he's holding back? And yes, sometimes that can be true. But when slowness comes with steadiness, when it's wrapped in deep eye contact, clear intention, and emotional presence, it's not hesitation, it's care, it's love. There's a quote that says, when he loves you, the way he touches you feels like poetry, not pressure. And you'll feel that. Because when love is real, there's no list to follow, no race, no need to rush towards some goal. He's not trying to get to the end, because to him, being with you is the destination. And maybe for the first time, you'll realize you're not being touched for your body alone. You're being touched for your whole self. So stay close, because what's coming isn't just about the words he says, it's about how deeply he listens. He asks and genuinely listens. When a man asks with care and hears you without letting his ego get in the way, you're not just being touched, you're being seen. That, right there, is the difference between someone trying to impress and someone who's trying to truly understand. See, love changes the way a man listens. A man who's only in it for the moment might casually say, you like that? Not out of real concern, but to check if he's still doing things right. But a man in love, he doesn't ask for approval. He asks because your ease, your joy, your confidence matter more to him than his own performance. Think of it like this. Imagine inviting someone into your home, your private sanctuary. Now, imagine they walk in and start moving things around, opening drawers, touching everything without asking. It feels invasive, like they care more about what they can take than where they are. But now imagine someone else enters. They pause, they look around and ask, what's your favorite room? They say, is there anything special I should be careful with? They treat the space like it matters. Because you matter. That's what it feels like when a man asks you about your body. Not to put on a show, but to learn, to connect, to hold space for your comfort, your desires, your yes and your no. And here's what many miss. Curiosity isn't weakness, it's closeness. Asking doesn't mean he's unsure, it means he respects you. It's the quiet strength of someone who chooses to tune in instead of guess. And when he remembers the little things, the place on your back that makes you sigh, the pace that makes you feel safe, the sound of your breathing changing, that's not technique, that's tenderness. That's love, listening. Because a man in love isn't trying to repeat something that worked before. He's not borrowing someone else's script. He's writing one with you. And he wants to get it right, not to win, but to truly connect. So if you've ever doubted the beauty of being asked, of being known, of being checked in on, don't. Because when a man listens like that, you stop acting, you start relaxing, and what builds between you becomes something you both create together, not something you do alone. Stay with me, because what's next isn't about action, it's about presence. He holds you like you're still in the middle of making love. When it's over and he still stays wrapped around you, that's not routine, that's heart. You know the feeling? That hush after the heat, the lights dim, the energy slows down, and now comes the real moment. Because anyone can start the fire. But who stays when the flame softens? Let's talk about that silence after closeness, the sacred in-between space where everything speaks, even when no words are said. Some men disappear in that silence. They turn away, grab their phone, drift off like nothing important just happened. As if your body was a stop, a thrill, something they passed through. And once they've gotten what they came for, they check out. But a man in love, he lingers. He stays, not because he's trying to prove anything, but because he doesn't want to leave. He holds you like you're something rare. Something he's deeply thankful to have been close to. His arms become more than arms. They become a quiet message. You're still safe. I'm still here. This didn't stop when the act ended. Imagine being wrapped up like you're still the most important thing in the room. No pressure, no need to impress, just calm, steady closeness. That feeling of being protected, not because you're delicate, but because you're cherished. And maybe he doesn't say much. Maybe all he does is hold your hand, trace his fingers slowly down your spine, tuck you beneath his chin and breathe you in like calm. But believe me, that silence is full of meaning. Because when a man's love is real, he doesn't treat your body like a place he conquered. He treats it like home, and you can feel he's not in a hurry to leave. He's settling into it. That kind of closeness is rare because it asks for emotional presence, for stillness, for being fully there. And stillness feels uncomfortable for many, but not for him, not if he truly loves you. So if you ever find yourself wrapped in someone's arms after everything's quieted down, and there's no hurry, no withdrawal, no shift in the energy, just peace, just presence, then that, my friend, is not just romance, that's reverence. And what we're going to explore next is one quiet thing he does in that sacred space that says more about his heart than his hands ever could. And let's keep going. He speaks in the stillness. After the passion fades, love speaks in what's left. The softness, the calm, the breath between words. That's where you really discover what he's made of. Not when everything's heated, not when it's loud, but when it's still. That's where the truth comes out, because let's be real. Many of us have laid in silence after it all. Not peaceful silence, but the kind that feels cold, like a wall suddenly rose between you, like the warmth left with the last breath. You're lying beside someone, but it's as if you're already alone again. That kind of silence, that disconnect. That's not love, that's chemistry without care. Presence without purpose. But a man who truly loves you, he stays with you in that space. not just with his body, but with his soul. And he speaks, not in big loud ways, but in softness, in the little words that say, I'm still here, you still matter. Maybe he pulls you closer and says something silly. Maybe he just rubs small circles on your back and listens to you breathe. Maybe he whispers, are you okay? Did that feel good for you? Or maybe he just smiles, holds your gaze and says, you're amazing. You see, those moments after intimacy, those conversations, they're not just sweet. They're emotional aftercare. It's how he holds space for your heart after your body has already trusted him. It's how he shows you he's not just there for the act. He's there for you,